Hello, everybody. I'm Nicholas.
And I'm Lindsay Mead.
And you're listening to Two Bad Pagans podcast.
Two Bad Pagans.
Hooray! I know April's almost over, but we're back.
It's true. We made it just in time. It feels like it's been forever.
I know. It's been almost 2 months.
Yeah, well, technically. Technically, yes.
Yes. It's been a rather inflammatory 2 months. But still.
Right.
Yes, we're back.
We're back.
We were like, okay, we need a podcast. I have this day, and I have this day. Does one of those work for you? And this is like,
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So do you want to go ahead and tell them about your life right now? Because yours is the most exciting.
Well, mine will be kind of a story. Do you want to talk about yours first?
No, not really. I mean, I can't really follow yours up with anything, but
you'll be like, yes, so I had a month. The book's gonna be releasing soon.
Right, it's kind of same old, same old. I had a birthday.
It was awesome.
It was pretty awesome. It was like a week-long event. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I felt very loved. So everybody kind of came out of the woodworks and stuff like that. It was pretty great. It's not something I'm used to. So
it was awesome. You totally deserve it.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Yeah. Well, like, I think we talk about it sometimes on the show, like, you know, how you project is what you're going to get back. And
right.
I think you really saw that this year.
Yes. And I brought that up, too, with the laws of attraction. There's, what's the saying? I'd mentioned it. It was, those people love people who love themselves, which is usually a saying that's used rather negatively, like it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
But if you take it and you put it in terms of the laws of attraction, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So if you learn to love yourself, then people will learn to love you as well. You know, like you'll bring that positivity back to you.
Yes. I mean, think about it. Who are the people that in your life that you really are drawn to? They're usually very confident, very, you know,
right,
self-assured, very, you know, I don't know. Anyway, it's cool.
Yeah, I had a good birthday. Yeah. Working hard on the Beast. I'm in the final phase. I just have to do one quick read through, which I've procrastinated on the last couple of days. I'm not even gonna lie, but I will do it.
Well, you've read it so much in the last like 3 months.
I'm like, oh, I don't wanna.
I don't want to do it one last time.
But I'll feel a lot better about it because I mean I've had so many people looking at it, so many beta readers made little changes here and there. I no longer feel completely comfortable that it's good. So, so I'm like, I need to read through it and make sure it's my story still, you know, because I made little changes for what everybody else had said, and I just want to make sure nothing stands out to me as being, I don't know, just wrong. Yeah. So it should be pretty quick. A couple changes here and there, nothing big. Maybe I'll catch some typos, and then it goes off to the formatter. And I'm currently waiting for my paperback cover, the extended paperback cover from my cover artist. Yes. It's going to be awesome. She was really excited about it. She redid my map. I had a map that was done, but the formatter said it was too big, so we had to rearrange it and resize it, and she did an amazing job on it.
It looks better.
It does. It looks really, really good. So. And that's pretty much where my life has been.
Yes.
And then spend a lot of time worrying about you.
Yes.
Transition.
I wonder why. So last month was great, and life was good. And then I woke up one Friday morning at 3 a.m. to police banging on my door. This sounds very strange, but they said my building was on fire. So you may notice we're in somewhere completely different because I have a new apartment because my old apartment kind of burned down.
Yep.
So that has made for a rather interesting month for me.
Yeah.
So I apologize. There was someone who emailed me, and we're going to talk about your email later, but I meant to get back with you, but I've been kind of disorganized.
He's getting it back together. You know, you're recovering, you know, very well.
Thank you.
It's good.
I appreciate it. It's been kind of crazy for me because it's been almost exactly a month, I think, since it happened.
Right.
So things are starting to come down, and I'm grateful. But anyway, that was an exciting day.
So normalcy is coming back.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and work's been kind of crazy on top of that.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I'm starting to get things back together, and it's been a mess. Like I'm super grateful that the police knocked on my door and I'm all right, and I didn't have any damage or, like any damage to me.
Right.
So, and everything was just stuff. And like you can see, this is still the same table. I managed to save it because it, is boss. So, yeah, they let us in the building because there were some parts of the building that weren't too terribly bad. Because the way the building was set up, there were 3 hallways, and I lived on the end hallway, and the fire happened mostly in the middle hallway and the top apartments of the whole building.
Right.
And so my apartment just suffered a lot of water damage. So things like this table and some of the smaller knick-knacky, important to me stuff I was able to save.
Yeah.
But everything else just put in totes, and I've been taking it out and sorting it and seeing, what's good and what's bad. And I will tell you, like, I'm a very independent person. I like to keep to myself, but like you said, people just came out of the woodwork. People I never even met before were like, "What do you need? I can give you things."
Right.
And I'm like, "What? Okay."
Even people on the vlog,
Yeah.
on my vlog, who've only seen Nick, once every couple of months or something like that, maybe only a handful of times if you really figure it out.
Yeah.
They were like, where's his GoFundMe page? How can I help? And I kind of had to be like, no. He doesn't need all that. He's okay.
I'm okay.
He's not living on the street. He's not starving. It's all right.
No, and like it so happened that my parents, because I don't have a car. I like to walk places, and I decided to be green after my car died, and I don't know how long that's going to last, but I don't have a car, and my parents randomly happened to be going to the Caribbean the same day my apartment burned down. So my mom was like, "Hey, do you want to borrow my car for the week that we're away? And do you want to live at our house?" And I was like, "Yes, please, because you have food and, warmth and shelter and a car." And so, like, I've never asked my parents for money or anything, but they were like the best, and that was really nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
As they should be.
Yeah, and I was like, "What? You guys would let me?" Because it was kind of a thing when I left. That's a whole other story. But,
right.
It was kind of a thing when I moved out. And it was just, like our relationship has changed and grown to where we're just,
that's good.
friends. And they were like, "Yeah, just eat whatever, take whatever you need." And I'm like,
well, that's still more parents and friends, because I wouldn't let you eat whatever you want to eat in my house.
Yeah.
Those are organic bananas. You can't have those.
Get off of those. Are you going to pay me for those?
Don't replace those with non-organic bananas. It's not okay.
Yeah. It's not okay. But I mean, that's just like, I don't know. It was weird because even like people at work got together a card for me, and they get together, and I didn't even ask for it.
Well, that's what we do at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
We look out for each other.
I suppose.
It is.
It is.
It is.
It is.
You look like it's a big surprise.
It's not a surprise.
I've signed so many cards for people.
It's a surprise for me because I've
Well, you haven't been there as long as I have either.
That's true, and I've looked out for other people, but I've never had to. I mean, it's never had to be me.
I kind of guilted my sister because they have a collection at work for Nick, and I couldn't give a lot of money, but I really wanted to give something. And I'm like, "Oh, I can hit up my family. I can make them feel bad." I had to go to my my grandmother's for my sister's wedding stuff, unfun stuff. And so we were there, and I'm like, I pulled my sister, so I'm like, "Okay, so Nick, right?" And
she's like, "Yeah, that guy I drank with that one time."
He's important. So I told her, like, we're taking a collection, whatever you can give. She's like, "Well, I don't have any money. I can't really give anything." I'm like, "Well, I can only give a little something. So all I'm asking from you is a little something so that our little somethings can become something, right?" And she goes, "Okay, I guess I can give you a little something."
I mean, it was so weird. It was like this weird, surreal experience for me because I was like, I don't know, like I went from that morning to not having anything. And, I've made decisions in my life where were questionable or whatever, but I had never not something I was doing, woke up and did not know where I was going to spend the night. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. everything I thought was normal is gone.
Right.
And then, like, in that day, like, I didn't even start texting people. People from work saw it on the news and started texting me and were like, "Are you okay? Oh my God, are you okay? Was that your building?" And I was like, "Dude, I didn't even know you cared." Like, you know? All of a sudden, like, you know, and I called my parents and they're like, "Okay, we'll be right down." And I'm like, "It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to come right down." And they're like, "No, we got nothing better to do until we leave." And I'm like, "Okay."
Oh no, I'd want my parents to, at least my mom. I would like, "Mom, I need you." Oh, I would totally be that one.
And I was like, I got this, guys." And they're like, "No, we are coming for you. And we're going to give you a hug. And
Tell you it's gonna be okay.
it's going to be okay." And then, like, I had a good friend, and she was like, "Yeah, so, do you want to hang out? I can buy you drinks." And I'm like, "Okay." And it was so weird. Like, we went, we're in the house I grew up, down the street like a mile, the bunny trail. There's like this, like CD party store.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot better than it used to be. But they've always had alcohol, and it was kind of like the hush-hush. You go buy things at the party. And I never bought any alcohol there.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with my friend, and I was like, I have to buy alcohol here. So that was the first thing I bought after the fire was the whiskey. I was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna buy some whiskey here." And I ended up only like drinking an ounce of it, but you know, it was the thought that counted. I needed to do something strange and random.
Right.
Like, and then I drank at my parents' house, which, shh, don't tell anyone. Because they're completely like dry Baptists. And, yeah. Anyway.
See, that's why our parents could not be together in the end of the world.
Oh, true.
You know, because my family is totally pro booze.
Yeah. Mine is not. Oh,
both religious.
Yes.
But that would be the divider right there.
Yeah, I know. There was a big to-do at my brother's, both of my middle brother's weddings, because like one family really wanted to drink and the other really did not think that was okay.
See, that's funny because at my brother's wedding, there was a big to-do about alcohol as well, except my entire family wanted to drink and the facility didn't allow beverages inside the building. And apparently, at this point, I was completely shit-faced. Later in the night, when I was, you know, shit-faced, they had taken over the floor. My family had the meads, and they'd carried in coolers of beer and things like that. So they'd gotten their way.
That's good. That's good. Anyway.
So before we continue on, I want to give a quick shout out to Courtney Bear because she's in the live chat and she's watching. Hey girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey. Hey girl.
So that's, and you know what's funny is when you were talking about the fire and everything that and people coming out for you, it made me realize that something kind of interesting happened around both of us. Like we both experienced tragedies. You had the fire. I turned 29.
That's very tragic.
It's very tragic. And we were both very surprised at the friends and family that came out of the woodwork to show us some love and support us. And so, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Just to point that out.
I just think it's cool. Like, I don't think either of us expected it.
I think our light's flickering.
I think it is.
I'm like, what's happening? Am I having a seizure or something?
We might have to change lighting here.
But, you know, laws of attraction, thinking positive, having faith, all that stuff.
I don't know.
I mean, I know I spend a lot of time doing all that. Do you spend a lot of time thinking positive and trying to influence the laws of fate? And
well, sometimes. When I'm around other people. When I'm by myself, I'm kind of a depressing mess. But, you know.
Oh, Lordy. We should fix that.
Well, not really. I'm just joking at myself. But anyway. This whole fire thing is taking an emotional toll. I'm sorry. I try to laugh about it, but I don't know. It's been hard. Anyway.
But you pulled through.
I did.
You did good.
Yep. We're going.
And now we're on the upswing.
Yes, things are just getting better. But I've definitely had to eat some of my own crow after like some topics we had a couple of podcasts back about getting through. I mean, it's completely different, but getting over like grief and mourning and getting over things. Yeah.
How so?
Because it's freaking hard.
Well, yeah. I don't think we said it was easy. Did
no, it didn't. But it's just hard. Anyway, so life goes on.
Okay then.
I'm so happy to be podcasting again.
Good.
Back in Podland with everybody.
It's pretty exciting.
It is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And back with today's podcasting. I'm so excited.
I'm really excited too. I'm just not that excited.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was my month, and yeah, so life is good, but things are good. Starting to get things back around.
Right. Good stuff all around.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of new things and all that good stuff, Beltane is just around the corner.
It is.
That's pretty exciting. Our show is largely going to be based around that, I think.
Yes.
That's the goal.
The goal, ideally.
Yeah. Because I had told Nick that, it's much fun as it's been just kind of shooting the shit and stuff during the podcasts and all that. We've only been slightly pagan related in some areas. And I'm like, I'd like to be a little bit more pagan related. Not like, we don't have to go crazy or anything, but just a little bit more I think would be really cool.
Okay.
And also, I said to you on Facebook that I don't know how I worded it. I don't remember how I worded it. But basically, stop talking the talk and walk the walk.
Yeah.
That's not what I said, but that's basically what I was saying.
Well, you said several things like that. Practice what you preach.
That's it. That's the one.
I was like, I remember this conversation. Yeah.
So,
Lindsay's like, you're such an idiot. I'm going to hit you in the middle of this podcast.
I was pushing that down. You let me flounder here for several seconds and you knew what I was trying to say. You butt.
See, guys, I'm looking out for you. I'm looking out for our comic interests in the show, and Lindsay just wants to talk about serious stuff.
I don't want to be serious. I just want, oh my gosh.
I know, okay. Yes. Serious.
Serious
business.
So
the holidays coming up.
Yes, it's on, this year is May 1st, is when it's at. And so I thought that we could just read this little snippet from Wicca by Scott Cunningham. Do you want to read it? Because you're a better reader than I am.
I can. I actually read it. Okay. Beltane. I was looking up how to pronounce it today, and I could not.
Off topic. This is not from the book.
I cannot figure it out for the life of me.
It sounds weird when you say it out loud, doesn't it? Beltane.
Well, I think it's different than that. If you're going to pronounce it in the original
Let me see.
Celtic. No, it's not here. But if you look it up online and look for how to pronounce it, it was like Beltane or something like that. I was like,
that's weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the whole Athame Athame thing.
Yeah.
I'd rather say Athame. It's just cooler.
So Beltane marks the emergence of the young god into manhood. Stirred by the energies at work in nature, he desires the goddess. They fall in love, lie among the grasses and blossoms, and unite. The goddess becomes pregnant of the god. The Wiccans celebrate the symbol of her fertility in ritual. Beltane, also known as May Day, has long been marked with feasts and rituals. Maypoles, supremely phallic symbols, were the focal point of Old English rituals. Many persons rose at dawn to gather flowers and green branches from the fields and gardens, using them to decorate the maypole, their homes, and themselves. The flowers and greenery symbolize the goddess, the maypole the god. Beltane marks the return of vitality, of passion and hopes consummated. Maypoles are sometimes used by Wiccans today during the Beltane rituals, but the cauldron is a more common focal point of the ceremony. It represents, of course, the goddess, the essence of womanhood, the end of all desire, the equal but opposite of the maypole, symbolic of the god.
So cool.
Ta-da!
That's what we have to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of ironic because today it's like winter where we live.
Right.
Like, goodbye, all
the spring. Yeah.
That it's been starting.
April was like, screw April showers, let's have some snow.
Let's have it. It was like whiteout conditions this morning. It was so cool. I loved it.
Yeah, we choose to see weather in a positive light.
Yes.
No matter what it is. Well, I mean, a tornado would really suck.
Yes.
But, you know, with that exception, you know, might as well look at the beauty in everything that we get.
Yeah, yeah. It's gorgeous.
Plus, nobody likes a complainer.
Yeah. Who does that? So, yeah, there's also another section on Beltane in this book, which I really liked. It talks about some small, like, things you can do, a small little ritual you can do, essentially honoring the goddess and the god and their union. Yeah, so I really like this book. I was thinking of picking it up today.
And that's Wicca by Scott Cunningham. Yes.
Yes.
Probably the most recommended book in Wicca.
For solitaries and people
yeah.
starting a craft or all sorts of things. Just as a basic getting into,
yeah.
everything.
Another great book, which I've mentioned before, and I brought it today to show the live stream, so sorry everybody who's listening on iTunes. Sucks for you.
Oh!
But on the live stream, this is The Witch's Journal by Celine Silverwood. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like. You can buy it used online. It's not in production anymore. It's probably the most comprehensive and easy book to read on everything that is Wicca. The only thing that we noticed today that it lacks is that it doesn't have any of the holidays, no sabbats or anything like that in there. No mention of it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Which is weird because it talks about Wicca and paganism in the front of it, and it calls itself a, what was it called?
A Wiccan guide to, I don't know.
All things Wicca.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, like.
yeah, it was
okay.
weird. It was weird that was left out, but everything else in here is pretty.
It's more
perfect.
like a Wiccan guide to magical arts than it is like
The religion?
The religion beliefs.
Right.
But it was very, like, I looked through it today and I was like, yeah, I kind of want this now. Why has it got to be out of print?
I know. It's amazing though.
And
I might order a second copy so that I can cut it up and put it in my book of shadows.
That would be nice.
Yes.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are you going to be doing for Beltane?
I don't really know yet. I have some ideas. I definitely want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And this was something that you and I briefly talked about. Doing, I don't want to call it homework, but I don't really know any other way of calling it. Like, just like give you all tasks. Because going along the lines of, you know, walking the walk and practicing what you preach, you know, we spent a lot of time talking about Wicca and paganism and what have you. And then, you know, I miss holidays. I completely miss it. I'm like, whoa, what happened to our Ostara?
My building burned down. That is exactly what
Well, I don't really have that excuse.
Even so, I totally didn't remember that it was. I knew it was coming up, but I did not know it was that day.
Right. And I know that our title is Too Bad Pagans. And we kind of, you know, that's our excuse. You know, we're bad. What can you expect?
Yeah.
But I would personally like to, at least, I'm not going to ever be perfect, but I'd like to try and improve.
And I think that's kind of why we started.
Right.
Because we knew that by talking about it, we would start doing, and, you know, and we'd like that for our listeners too. Yeah.
So I thought it'd be really cool if we had some sort of task, like, or goal at the end of every podcast to say, okay, now this, by the time our next podcast airs, we would like people to, I don't know, do something. And most of the time it'd be something simple, I would think, but, you know, spend some time reflecting or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, take some time to open and close a circle just because.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then, you know, you guys could write to us, tell us that you did it, what your experiences were, maybe give us an idea for the next task, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I thought this time we would just keep it simple. And since Beltane is coming up, and it's going to fall in between now and our next podcast, the goal or the task would just be to do something in honor of Beltane.
Oh.
You know, you could set up an altar, you could do a ritual, you could just sit outside and reflect on, you know, nature and what's coming and whatever Beltane represents to you.
Fun fact, the Celtic people used to burn bonfires, and the shamans would pray over them for Beltane. So if you want to, just sit out in a fire. Think about all you got. Think about the life that's coming back to, at least if you're in the northern hemisphere, the life that's coming back to the earth and everything that you have to look forward to. It doesn't have to be all that complicated.
Yeah, you could, you know, I'd even be completely satisfied if someone said that they got all their friends and family together and they just had a big bonfire and a cookout. Because you're still taking time to celebrate the people that you care about. Yeah, yeah. And that's a good positive thing. And then, of course, the bonfire, and you're out in nature and good stuff. I've heard of people doing outside bonfires for Beltane and then writing down like a wish or a goal that they'd like to accomplish in the next year and then throwing it on fire with their friends.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if only I knew someone with a fire pit.
Yeah, I feel like you're implying like I should have a fire pit, but we really don't.
It's okay.
My dad's really weird about the lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. No fires allowed.
No fire.
But I bet you I could get one at my mom's.
Probably. We could have our little knitting group next to the fire.
Right?
I can see this.
So that could be something.
Yeah,
see?
yeah. Mm-hmm. It'll work out.
But that's what I would like to see. I would like everybody to find something to do in honor of Beltane to do.
Yeah.
For our next podcast. By our next podcast.
And when you go up with something, feel free leave a comment on our blog at toobadpagans.blogspot.com. And feel free send us an email if that works better at toobadpaganspodcast@gmail.com. And
if you're watching us on the live stream, you can also comment on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, that works too. Everything. We just love hearing from you guys.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
We're everywhere. You'll find us in like the YouTube video. There are links to everywhere you could possibly ever reach us. Yeah. Ever.
But personally for my Beltane, and I don't really know specifically what I'm going to go with. I had for a while been wanting to do, well, I mentioned a banishing ritual, but I don't really need to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But because I got rid of it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Yeah.
But I had wanted to do a weight loss spell for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I'm still struggling with even now. So that could possibly be something that I decide to do for Beltane.
Mm-hmm.
Set up my altar, do my, my worshiping thing, and then maybe do that spell. I don't know. I even saw in the Witch's Journal, I even saw a thing about blessing your altar, which is something I actually have never done.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something I should do first.
Or both.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at. What about you?
I think, I might not, but I think what's going to happen is I think it is time to smudge and cleanse the new apartment.
Yeah.
So, and cleanse myself at the same time, because I think I could use a bit of that. So I think it's going to be, lighting candles all around the apartment. I have a weird thing about electronics, so I might just unplug everything and then have all the lights off and just lots of candles, because that's all I can do in the city instead of a bonfire.
Right.
And, just cleanse the space.
Good.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
It'd be a good positive thing, get you a little bit closer to the faith, which is the whole point to this. So, cool. Good.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to do, we could do random stuff now. You want to do that?
We can do random stuff.
We didn't have a lot of random stuff, I don't think.
No. It was just a new segment Lindsay wanted to do called Random Stuff.
Yeah. And it probably won't even be a segment, but it was just something that I had seen, and I'm like, I need to share this in the podcast because I think it'd be really useful. And it kind of goes along with Beltane as well. Yeah. Because summer's coming up. But anyway, so it was this picture that was shared around Facebook, and it's basically, mosquitoes are coming up because of the summertime. They're going to get awful. Mm-hmm. So you want to get rid of them, but nobody really wants to do a whole lot of bug spray and stuff. And one way to deter them is to plant certain herbs around your patio or where you're going to be spending a lot of time. Mm-hmm. And those herbs are lemon thyme, lavender, lemon balm, basil, lemongrass, catnip, rosemary, garlic, and marigold. So if you plant those around your patio or around your sitting area outside, mosquitoes kind of hate those. Mm-hmm. So maybe it will deter them. And it's, so it's healthy. You don't have to worry about hurting your animals. The catnip might drive your cats a little crazy, so that might not be a good one if you have cats.
Yes.
However, and a lot of these are things people use in rituals and in cooking all the time.
Yeah.
So, kind of works both ways here.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to share that because I think that would be useful information for everybody, possibly.
Information.
Yep, and there's still plenty of time to plant all those herbs.
Yeah, We're just getting into planting season.
Yes, we are.
Speaking of Beltane. Beginning of fertility and, all that.
All things awesome.
All things awesome!
Okay, anything random you'd like to share?
I missed you guys.
Well, we missed you too. We could do listener mail.
We could. That wasn't done.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know. I think you just don't like. We haven't done it for a bit, and I just kind of.
He kept nagging at me for like the last couple of weeks. Every so often, he just messaged me, "We need to do the podcast. We need to do the podcast." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Okay."
Hey, Lindsay, I know I'm a mess, but we need to, like I'm so disorganized to mess. We need to do the podcast. I'm like, well, you know, I don't know. I like it.
Good.
I do.
We like that you like it.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm sure that's what they're all thinking.
Yes. All of them are thinking.
If you didn't like it, it wouldn't be any fun to listen to. So
this is true. Maybe you guys tuned in for a reason.
Yes.
I do. So you were going to say listener mail?
Yeah, we can move right into listener mail unless you have something else that's random to share.
I don't think so.
Okay. So listener mail.
Listener mail. Okay, do you want me to read our first bit of
go right ahead.
Mail? All right. I spoke about you earlier. This person says, greetings, Lindsay and Nicholas. Just stopping by to say hi. So, hi! They're in capital letters. I just found your podcast and I'm catching up. So far, I really like what you bring to the community. Thank you. My name is John, a.k.a. Brown Bear? I don't know. BR Bear from the Pagan Life Radio Crossroads podcast. I haven't had a chance to listen to you guys. As I said, life has been nuts for me. But I also was going to get back with you and, you know. Anyway, so I can say that at the end. He continues on to say, I plan to plug your show on the next episode. So if you have blah, 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 send it over. All right. Thank you. Thank you for plugging us. We don't have an advertisement yet because we're not that cool.
Right, that's like really advanced.
I love how you say that. We're streaming this at the same time.
Oh, come on, that's not that advanced. It's like $25 camera from Best Buy.
Oh, shit. The illusion of... You're always crushing the illusion of professionalism.
I'm sorry. You know what? It's funny that you mentioned that because when I had to write that article for that that author's website, I had to write this article about why every author should be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And in the article, I guess I mentioned my subscriber base, which I know is not as big as these other big numbers that I've been seeing. It's not like something to get excited about. And she wrote back and she said the article is really great, but she's going to omit that entire line. She's like, we don't want you to imply that you are any less great than you actually are.
Aww.
Yeah. And I was like, that's so nice.
Well, you know.
And that kind of made me kind of think a little bit about the way I look at myself. That, you know, to me, 368 subscribers is not a lot at all. Especially since my author channel has over 1,000. And then a lot of YouTubers have like 25,000, 100,000, a million. You know, that's you've made it when you're up there. Yeah. And I'm not even anywhere near that.
But look at all of your loyal followers and stuff.
Right. And I've worked really hard to get where I'm at. So it's just a matter of perception. That's just one of those things that you need to recognize that you do. Yeah. And try to change your perception a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's exciting.
It is exciting. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know. I like the illusion of professionalism. Like one of the first podcasts I ever listened to, they always mentioned it. They always talked about it as the studio. Oh, we're in the studio today. Oh. But it was totally this person's apartment. Like, you know.
So this is our studio. I don't know if we can get away with that, you know, since they can actually see us.
Yeah, there's
I mean, maybe we should, like, put up, like, some fake posters or something.
Or like that fake audio foam wall. Not fake, but like that audio
there you go.
On the wall.
We could. And then just put it up and then take it down when we're done. Yeah. Maybe like we're actually in a studio.
Instead of the pantry door that's totally in the end of a frame over there.
Right. See, I was thinking like get like one of those faux windows that make it look like you're somewhere that you're not. So like one that actually looks out to the beach or something. Oh, dude, yours makes more sense.
When we're like actually big, we could put a green screen there, and then like green screen the beach. Yeah. And oh no, we're in Hawaii today. Right.
Hello, pagans. We're coming to you from Hawaii. Next week is Greece.
It's like the middle of winter.
Right. You know, your cheeks are all red from being out in the snow. Yeah. I'm just a little sunburned.
Yes.
I'll go away in 10 minutes.
My skin just responds that well. It'll just be tanned. Anyway.
That's awesome. So thank you to Pagan Life Radio Crossroads podcast. That's thank you for listening.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
And then thank you for the shout out. That's really amazing.
Yeah, I think so. I'm totally going to go listen to your podcast.
Absolutely. Everybody should go listen to them.
Yes. Awesome.
Yes.
We also got another comment on our blog.
Yes, we did.
Did you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
I don't know. It would be awkward if I read it, so you can go ahead and read it.
Okay. Oh, that's true. This person says, "You guys are hilarious." Why, thank you. Lindsay, your laugh is adorable.
Thank you.
I like the coffee table conversations. One thing I'd like to say regarding the Book of Shadows, I added a section on home remedies for this and that. Seems as good a place as any. And I like that as well.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's kind of like the bushes you shared. You know, just something extra to put in this little piece about yourself. You know,
right.
Practice. And,
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think when you're pagan, home remedies tend to work their way in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's just me. I don't know, but I would think that they do for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the stuff. You could just use it for ritual, or you could use it for other things too.
Mm-hmm.
Random bit that I thought of while you were reading that.
Yeah.
Everybody's complaining about allergies. A great way to not have allergies is to take a tablespoon of honey, organic honey or raw honey, before you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
You already know this because I did it in my vlog. Not only does it help you to sleep better, but there is pollen in the honey, so it helps your body to build up a resistance, so you will not have allergies in the springtime. Particularly
if it's locally made honey, it will help you build resistances to plants that are locally grown nearby.
Right. And people are already complaining about, all this rain and the allergies, and really the worst has not come yet.
Yeah, but they're already complaining about the snow today. In the middle of summer, they'll be complaining about the heat.
Nobody likes complainers.
No.
Although in the summertime, I will complain about the heat. That's like my one thing right there.
Yeah.
Can't do the heat.
Yeah. Me either. My apartment is so frigid today because I'm just yep, not gonna turn the heat on. Nope.
Well, Lindsay's coming over. We don't want the heat on.
Yeah.
She'll just complain about it. Oh, it's really hot here, Nick. Oh my god. I remember the first time I came into your apartment. It was like a hot box in here. It was like a furnace.
Yeah.
I was like immediately, the moment I walked through the door, I thought, oh my god, I should not have worn this hoodie. This is going to be a mistake that I had not planned on at all.
Because I am my mother's son. I wanted to be a good host. And most people that come to my apartment say it's freezing cold. So when I had company over, I was like, I'll just turn the thermostat up, even though I usually have it pretty low. And
I think we ended up opening up the door, the screen door to the balcony.
Lindsay was like, I'm kind of hot. And I'm like, oh God, me too. Let's get this shit cooled down.
Yeah.
I can't take it anymore.
And then it was still, then there was also that storm that same night.
Oh.
Wasn't it?
No, I think that was the time after.
Are you sure?
Time after time. When you lost. I can't remember the rest of this. Okay.
When you're lost, you can still find me
time after time.
Yeah. That's all I know.
I know the verses. I just don't know the chorus. Anyway.
Nope, that's all I know. Play through my head one more time. That's all I
love
know.
me from Cindy.
And I really only know that from roller skating at the Rollerama as a kid.
Oh. Oh man.
Or maybe middle school dances.
Oh. See, I discovered Cyndi Lauper, this is going to be terrible for the rest of you, but I kind of grew up in this Baptist closet of pop culture doesn't exist.
Uh-huh.
But I discovered Cyndi Lauper a year ago and have not gone back. I was like, oh, this is wonderful. There was one week at work where I just sang Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Oh
and
my
I'm
God.
sure everyone just wanted to kill me.
I can just see you walking around work. Girls, they want to have fun.
Doing the whole Cyndi Lauper I got up in the middle of the night.
Oh my God.
I didn't sing it like that. But
I wish you had. That would have been awesome.
Oh, so much fun.
Break out and dance between the stacks.
Yeah. Well, I think I was in Cafe.
Oh.
I don't know. I was somewhere at the bookstore. I was just like, they want to have fun. Oh, guys, they want to have fun.
That was beautiful.
And in my head, I could hear that. It was so good. Seriously, all of my friends are like, what? Pop culture? You don't know this?
Oh.
Lindsay, all the time is like, you haven't seen this movie?
All the time.
Like today, we were like, she was like, oh, Pitch Perfect 2 is coming out. Pitch Perfect. And I'm like, yep, cool. Anna Kendrick, so did you see Lip Sync Battle? Anna Kendrick trying to change the subject, and she's like, oh, Pitch Perfect. You've seen Pitch Perfect, right? And I was like, no.
Yeah, just about like hit the floor when he said he hadn't seen Pitch Perfect. It never even occurred to me that you hadn't seen Pitch Perfect.
No.
And I'm like, what? How was that even possible?
Yeah. And I don't know why. Because it's singing, it's Anna Kendrick, it's...
Inappropriate jokes,
yeah,
Amy.
Right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know.
So we watched it, you really enjoyed it, and then
I
we
did.
watched the trailer for the sequel.
Yes.
And there's a YouTuber in there that Nick's a fan of, and he like shit
Died.
himself, basically.
Pretty much died. Because, I mean, Flula is kind of an underground YouTuber. He only has like 100,000 followers. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
As far as big YouTubers you'd expect in a blockbuster movie.
Well, maybe he's not in it because he's a YouTuber. He's in it because he auditioned in that part.
Maybe, but he was kind of playing his part as, he's kind of playing as his YouTube character.
Oh.
Because I don't think he's really, because his YouTube character is like fresh off the boat, German, doesn't really understand.
Oh my God, I've seen that. Is it where he's in his car on one of his videos that went viral? He's sitting in his car. He's talking about work.
That's totally what it is.
And he's misinterpreting what they're talking about or something.
He does these videos all the time where he takes phrases like, I can't even think of any of them at the moment. But they're like, idioms, things that...
I feel like one of them was like shitting at the party.
Yes.
Is what he thought they were saying.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it was actually supposed to be.
Yeah.
Now, see, that would explain why he's in this movie, because he had a video that went viral.
Possibly.
Or maybe a couple, because I've seen that.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know who that guy was when you talked about him first.
Yeah. Anyway, he's like fresh off the boat German. He always misunderstands English phrases.
Uh-huh.
And the one I can think of is terribly inappropriate. But they're almost always inappropriate. And he just takes them like complete left field, and you're like, how did you even get there? He takes it the most literal way you could possibly. Anyway. And then he has these other videos called Auto Tunes with Flula or something.
Okay.
And essentially what he'll do is he'll ride it around in a car with other YouTubers, and he'll like, have you ever seen when Imogen Heap will create her record as she's going? Have you seen those YouTube videos?
No.
Okay, so Imogen Heap does this as well. But Flula will like lay down the track and repeat it like in the car. Like he'll make up the the bass line, and
right.
He has a couple of instruments.
Yep.
And so he mixes it all in his soundboard, like all right on the spot, and then like him and the other YouTuber are just driving around, probably Los Angeles or somewhere, and like doing this song just out of like whatever, just driving around. It's kind of amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that.
There's that.
How did we even get there?
I don't know. I was sitting here thinking, I thought that was supposed to be more about pagan stuff. Like, it was like 10 minutes, and that was it. And it was off to other places from there.
Funny track. Anyway.
And we flew through all of our like pagan stuff too.
Yeah, I know.
Like, well, this is like, we're like, before this, we were talking like, this whole podcast is going to be all Beltane.
Yeah.
And we got all this stuff to talk about.
We're not going to get distracted or led astray or anything. We're just going to talk about our faith.
And we just flew through it, and like no time left. Just done.
It's because we care.
Doesn't make any sense.
So what are you, the king of things that don't make sense?
Well, queen, but yeah.
I'm the queen.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
So anyway.
I'm getting uncomfortable.
Oh, random thing.
Yes.
I went to the Sleeping Tiger
Imports.
and I bought a whole bunch of candles to do pagan stuff with.
Which, yeah, I had bought candles from there before, and I was like,
and, like you mentioned it to me, and that's the only reason I went.
Yeah, because they have these cool little small candles.
And they're like $5 for $2 or $5 for $1.
Yeah.
So I got 10.
Yeah, because there was $2, and they have tons of incenses. The one near us actually has smudges, and it varies when you go in as far as what smudges.
They went like super pagan.
Yeah,
like the last time I'd been in there, they were like sort of pagany. Like you could definitely see the new agey type influences going on, but mostly still just kind of like a pot store of sorts.
Yeah.
But then when I went into this one this last time around my birthday. I was like, oh my God, there's a pentagram and there's a pentagram. And
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, and like, oh my God, there's a statue of the goddess. And
they have this whole section of Egyptian statues.
Oh, cool.
I know. The one near us where we work is really cool. I almost drop my entire paycheck there all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, see, and the only reason I went in there is, well, because I was hanging out with my mom and my sister, and we went into Barnes & Noble because my sister had to pick up a book, and walking to that Barnes & Noble, I saw the Sleeping Tiger imports. And I remembered what you had said about the candles, and I thought, hey, can we just swing in there? I'll buy myself some candles.
Yeah.
It was more like a, I want to spend money type thing.
Yeah. Understandable.
And then I went in there, and I loved all the little candles, and I got a whole bunch of them, and I'm like, I can't wait to, and that actually might even be part of the reason I'm like, let's do more stuff pagan related.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to use these candles. I didn't want to just like buy them and then put them with my witchy stuff and then never do anything with them. I'm like, I want to do something with them.
I think it helped that Lindsay was very kind and gave me some of her witchy stuff.
Oh, I did.
After mine was, you were like, oh yeah, I did that.
I didn't know where you were going with this.
After a lot of, because the stuff I lost was random, and anyway, most of my books survived, but almost all of my pagan books were like gone because I kept them in a different part of my house.
Yeah.
Like with my altar and witchy stuff.
Yeah.
And Lindsay was very kind and gave me a lot of her witchy stuff that, I mean, you know, she wasn't using and whatever. And so she had brought over a ton of stuff. And she's like, what do you need?
I went crazy. I even like put it in like the blog. I'm like, I'm gonna give him this and I'm gonna give him that. I'm gonna bring this and he might need this.
Yeah. And it turned out like a lot of my candles and stuff. So I didn't need some of it. But you had this little cone incense holder. Right. And I was like, that looks exactly the size of these candles at Sleeping Tiger. Let's see if it fits.
And it did.
And it did.
But it was kind of funny too because, you know, you'd been talking about things that you would need after the fire, and I was trying to figure out things that you would need for the fire, after the fire, not for the fire. Yeah.
I did not have insurance, so it was not like a planned thing. I was not trying to burn the building down.
Yeah. And I obviously don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of stuff to offer you. You know, so my hands were kind of tied there, and then it occurred to me that, you know, I had planned on giving you some of my witchy books anyway.
This is true.
And I'm like, I know that none of his other friends are going to be able to be like, hey, here's a bunch of witchcraft stuff.
Because that's how I got most of my witchy books in the first place.
Right. And I thought someone was knocking. It scared me.
No, just my neighbor.
And I think it's kind of the way things go when it comes to being a pagan. You become a pagan, you meet people who are pagan, and people give you stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're new? Take this. You know?
Oh, I had this when I first started.
Yeah, and I had a whole bunch of stuff that I never bought that it just showed up. And books that people gave me, tarot decks, things like that. And I just never used them because they just weren't for me. And, you know, you eventually over time accumulate new things, stop using the old things, that sort of thing. And I'm like, hey, I could just give all this stuff to Nick. It's just sitting here taking up space. And I know that if I ever need something back, you know, you'd let me have it back or let me borrow it or whatever. So I'm like, I piled up a big box full of stuff, and I have this like wooden box. I don't know what kind of wood it is, but it's like this antique box. I bought it at an antique shop. Love it to death. And I keep my oils in it and my smudge sticks in it.
And let me tell you guys, when you open the lid, it's like magic just springs out of it.
Yeah. Because I think, personally, I think magic has a certain scent.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's like when you combine all these different oils and you combine smudging sticks and you combine candles with it and just all this stuff together. And like, you can always tell when someone comes into the store and they're buying a book, like, you could like, you've been doing magic. I can smell it on you.
I can taste it.
Yeah. So I'm like, so I took a bunch of stuff out of there because it was like, you open it up and I'm like, so I take all the stuff out of there, I put it in the box and I brought it over here. And then like, I was like, smell the box.
Yeah.
Smell the box.
And you didn't even have to. I was already like,
It's taking me back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was so wonderful.
And then I got home, I put that, instead of putting my stuff away, because that's not what I do, I put that box next to my bed. So it's really nice, because then when I go to bed, it smells like magic. Yeah.
Magic.
I don't like that sound at all.
I don't either. I'm just so excited to be here.
We know.
You know.
Oh, God, jeez.
But I don't know. Like, it was, going back to the fire, it was just interesting because I had 2 tarot decks, and one of them I had just gotten like a month or 2 previous and was still in its packaging and I was waiting to use it and whatever. But the other one it was given to me and I absolutely loved it. And I didn't know how much I loved it until I got the second deck and it felt really weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, I need to go back to the deck that I know because it's, it's got my energy on it.
Oh, right.
And so, like, I don't know, that was one of the things, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to go into my old apartment. But that was one of the things, along with like my grandfather's dictionary and a couple of other keepsakey things that I really wanted.
Right.
So when I went in, it was really eerie because everything was like exactly how I had left it, except it was like wet.
Right.
And like you could tell that some firemen had been in because there was like stuff on the carpet and stuff.
And you had no roof, right?
That was the one above me.
Oh.
The roof had caved in certain points in my apartment too, but the apartment above me was completely like burnt out.
Wow.
Yeah. And the apartment next to me was like completely burnt out. So
But you could probably tell when you got into your apartment that people had been in there, not just because you saw things, but because the energies had probably shifted significantly since then.
Yeah, it was very
I think that's what causes the eerie feeling is you can feel that the energies have shifted. Somebody else has put their stuff in there. Something has changed the energies, and you're like, this isn't normal.
And all of the water, the water is what really carried the negative energy for me. Like, I don't know if it was the water soaking through so many chemicals and something, but it was all over everything, and there was this weird... Anyway, off topic. So I walk in, and I go in my bedroom, and I can tell in my closet I had a bunch of boxes of stuff, like memories and keepsakes and whatever, and the firemen had taken them all out of my closet, completely emptied it of clothes and everything, threw them on my bed, and my closet was just empty because they had to like tear down the wall and start fighting the fire from that side. It was very weird. Anyway, so in the clutter I imagine that happened of like running around, they had knocked off my tarot deck off the dresser, the one that I used all the time. Lynn's making a sad face, but it's not a sad story. So they knocked it, and they were all scattered all over the ground. And I was like, oh my God, there's no way this deck survived. And it's like, it was last printed in the 70s. There's no way I'm going to find another one like it. And I was like, I started picking them up, and the carpet they were on was not wet. And I was like, this is weird. And I sort of gathered them all and like kept them aside with like some other witchy stuff. And I was like, I'm going to take you out as soon as I get home because I've got other stuff to worry about because I was in a limited time when I was in my apartment.
Right.
So I take it out later that day. I'm like, okay, this seems fine. This seems fine. And so I counted, all 78 cards are there.
Wow.
And they're all in like pristine condition. And I think, I don't know.
You think maybe your energies may have protected them? Or
possibly.
Unless have you ever done any sort of protection spell or anything like that on them?
No.
So maybe something in, like your energies or something from you had protected them.
Because everything was so turbulent in that room, and just, I don't know how they survived. But
that's awesome.
I know. I was like, this is definitely some magical shit going on right here. Like,
whoa.
I mean, it's a minor thing, but they were all over the floor.
Right.
And I don't know how I don't know. I didn't step on one or any of the firefighters. I mean, thank God they were doing their job and they couldn't care less about my tarot deck and whatever. But, you know, it was just weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because it was probably the thing of my witchy stuff. It was probably the thing I used most.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad that survived.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my stuff survived. I mean, you know, and I'm very grateful. And it's just stuff. But.
Yeah, well, that's something that you and I had talked about is, you know, you accumulate all this stuff and then something comes through and just completely wipes it out. And it definitely makes you rethink the way you live your life. Like, do you really need all that stuff?
Yeah.
Because I would think that it would make you want to pull in and have fewer steps so that you lose less when stuff goes wrong.
Yeah, next time.
Because I kind of experienced that because I got pushed around quite a bit, moving here, moving there, and I just kind of got to where I'm like, I don't need all this stuff. I don't want all this stuff in my life anymore. I want to be able to like pack my life up in a day. Yeah,
and I think at this point, I'm kind of in the same. I don't know.
Mindset.
I'm like all this because I had been carrying so much and all these boxes of like notes from these people I don't even talk to anymore from high school and all these memories and like I don't know, stupid stuff, letters from high school, and I just don't even care about it anymore.
Yeah, I used to take pictures from high school, or whatever pictures I had, and I would put them in frames, but I'd stick them to the walls, and I mean, this was a long time ago I did this, but I used to have pictures everywhere, and that was almost like a sign that my life was successful. But oh, look at all the smiling faces that I have, and all the pictures that I'm in with people doing things, and at some point, that just stopped mattering. I'm like looking at my pictures. I'm like, I have all these picture frames and people in it. And I'm like, do I even look at these pictures? And I'm like, do I sit down, look at them, and feel anything?
And for me, do I even know these people anymore?
Yeah. So I had like taken a lot of them down. I have like this tub of pictures that I'm like, I really want to get rid of it because it's really just something I got to move every time I move. I don't ever go through it. And I'm like, I kind of just want to get rid of it. But then it also kind of feels like it's taboo. Like I shouldn't do that.
I think it's definitely like a 20th, 21st century problem where we have these things. We have all of these things and we just hold on to them. Yeah. We don't need all of these things. You know? I mean, like, of the things that I have, I mean, I have my grandfather's dictionary, which is this huge. Have I ever shown it to you?
No.
Oh my God. I need to show it to you.
Well, you don't have to do it right now. We're in the middle of a podcast and live stream.
I know, but it's just in there. Really. But it's
everybody hold on a second.
Hold the phone. Need to get the dictionary. But it's cool as fuck. It's this dictionary. I mean, it's probably my great-grandfather's.
F-bomb. Bam. There you go.
Well, you know, I have been good this whole podcast.
That's kind of stretch for you, isn't it?
Yeah. I've been dropping F-bombs left and right today. Lindsay's like, whoa, man, you're getting a little much for me.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, so I have this cool dictionary from my grandfather. It's like a foot wide, probably like 14, 16 inches long.
Right.
And probably about 8 inches deep. And it's from like 1915.
Wow.
I mean, it was copyrighted 1913. The print date in it is like 1915. And it's cool. It's all get out. You know, and I mean, I'm like, this is like pre-Depression, pre-Roaring 20s, you know, like this is Bull Party, you know, Theodore Roosevelt era. This is when this object came from.
Right.
And I think, I don't know, of all the things that I would hold on to, it would be something like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool, yeah. I mean, it's not bad to have those things.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't need all this extra stuff of all these. But I just think family heirlooms are a thing. And I don't think that I should have too many of them. But.
No, I don't think most people do have too many of them. But then at the same time, I don't know. If you don't appreciate it. Yeah, if you don't appreciate it, if it's just taking up space, maybe it's best just to auction it off and be on your way. I mean, I guess if it was something really cool, I mean, that's pretty neat. But like I have this old wine bottle, and it's pretty epic. It doesn't look like just a wine bottle. It's like 3 or 4 feet tall. It's huge, and it actually almost looks like a hookah a little bit. It's not.
really?
It's definitely a wine bottle, and it's got this like glass top that sits in it, and it's got this big floral sticker on it from France and stuff.
Oh wow.
And it came with, and it's dark blue,
Mm-hmm.
and it came with a whole bunch of glasses, and we only have like one glass left. And my grandmother tells it that it was on their table and on their wedding, or not their wedding day, obviously not. It was like their anniversary or something like that. Mm-hmm. And my Uncle John and my Uncle Dan were playing Cowboys and Indians and running around the house. And one of their holsters caught the tablecloth and yanked it, and that's how they lost all the glasses except one. Right?
It's terrifying.
And I'm and somehow I ended up with this massive wine bottle thing in this glass, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this thing. It's gorgeous, and I love it. I'm like, I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And there's a small voice in the back of my head that's wondering how much it's worth.
Well, you do know an auctioneer.
I know quite a few, yes.
Yes. However, I don't think you'd want to sell it.
No, my mom would have a tizzy.
Yes, she would. All the auctioneers she knows are through her.
Yes, my mom's an antique dealer.
For context.
Right.
Yes. Lindsay's like, duh.
And not in the illegal sense of the antique dealer.
No.
It's definitely all on the uppity up.
Yeah. But your mom would have a tizzy fit.
She would. She bought me this what do you call it? Like a china cabinet, and it was supposed to be for books, and it doesn't have anything in it at this point. But she bought it for me a while ago, and it's been sitting in my room, and I love it to death. But I'm like, I don't really know where I'm gonna put it. And she's like, if you ever move, you better take that with you. And if you don't, I want it back. I don't know why she had a southern accent like that, but she did.
She doesn't?
No. But and it's not even a family thing. She bought it at like garage sale for like $75. She said, "Oh my God, that's Lindsay," and bought it.
Huh.
And she like called me. I'm coming over. I got something for you.
I love it.
It's gorgeous, yeah. But now that I'm not going to be living in that tiny house on wheels, I'm going to be building my Hobbit house. There's definitely going to be room for it.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense to anybody that's listening unless you watch my vlog. But
do you want to plug your vlog?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I have a vlog. It's a daily vlog. Just gotta search Lindsay Mead on YouTube. That's LINDSAYMEAD. All the links, of course, are going to be in the descriptions of the iTunes as well as this YouTube video. And I post a video almost every day. I miss every now and then because life gets busy, but I always try to make up for it in some way. But I post about my daily comings and goings and publishing a book and trying to lose weight and all these things going on in my life. And I have a fantastic subscriber base. If any of you guys are listening or watching, I love you guys. I really appreciate every single one of you.
So much.
Yeah.
I mean, she talks about you guys in a very loving way. When, when we're just alone, she's like, oh, did you read what, read the books that's on my, Anyway.
It's true. I'm like, hey, did you read this? Yeah, check this out. What this person said.
Like, we're literally sitting here today, and Lindsay was like, did you read this comment?
You gotta check it out.
I was like, Lindsay, I'm writing up show notes, and she's like, go watch my video, go, just so you can read the comment.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. She loves you guys.
So if you guys listening, I tend to like YouTube at all, feel free to check me out. I'd really love to have you guys. We're like this close, like a centimeter or a couple millimeters, whatever that was. We're very, very close to passing 370. Yeah, we're like at 368, I think is where I last saw it. So very close, and subscribers, so very close to passing that. And it would be kind of amazing if I passed 400 this year in subscribers. So
that would be awesome.
Hint, hint, everybody. Hint,
hint. Shameless plug.
Yes. And you have a blog. Do you want to share that?
I have a blog.
I love your little blog.
I
do.
That's nice. I just kind of write it, and then people tend to read it.
That's how blogs work.
This is true.
Funny thing about that.
When she started it, like, not expecting anyone to follow it, like, random people found it, and anyway.
That's good.
Yeah, it's called Just Elevator Music. .blogspot.com, where I post about, most recently about the fire. And a month before, I was posting about my trip to New York, and I talk about board games and life. And feel free to go over and read it if you want.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's cool.
It's cool.
If you want to get in touch with us, feel free and head over to our blog spot at, we mentioned it earlier, toobadpagans.blogspot.com. Or if you'd like to email us about what you did for Beltane, reminder, you guys have work to do.
Yeah.
We have work to do.
Yeah, and you got work to do.
You got work to do. Feel free to comment on the blog if you want to, on the blog post about the episode.
Email us.
Yep, email us at
comment on YouTube.
Email us at toobadpaganspodcast@gmail.com. I check it all the time. I don't always get back with everyone right away, especially this last month. But I check it all the time.
He always reads them.
Yes, and I'm like, Lindsay, someone emailed us. This is wonderful. I get really excited.
It is wonderful.
I get really excited.
It's always nice to know people are actually listening.
Yeah, we love you guys.
We
do. So thank you for everyone for tuning in this month.
Yay.
Blessed be.
Love and light.
Have a good day, guys.
Goodbye. Goodbye.